In this video, I'm going to show you how I created a flashing lightning effect in Cartoon Animator. So in this video, I'm going to give you a behind the scenes look at how I created this flashing lightning effect in Cartoon Animator for my recent animated short that I did for Halloween called One More Try. If you haven't seen that video yet, I would encourage you to go take a look at it so that you can see how the whole thing came out and how this scene in particular works with the inclusion of the sound effects of thunder as well. I don't do any sound effects in Cartoon Animator. The only effect or sound I usually include in Cartoon Animator is the character voices, and this particular effect with a lightning flash obviously is way more effective when you have the clap of thunder following it. So this is the scene in question in Cartoon Animator. It comes right at the end where my character states that he wants to give a trick one more try, and we get this random lightning flash. So I'll just play that through.
I've got this trick I've been trying to learn. I want to give it one more try.
There we go. It's pretty crucial that the character itself gets that light sort of lighting up his whole face and gives that real impression that the sort of light from the lightning is actually hitting him. I'm going to go into the timeline so we can really look at this properly and scrub through it in more detail. There we go. So you can see there, just going to mark the start there, go in, get the lightning flash, we get this whole sheet and the whole character itself lights up with this white. Everything gets brighter for a few frames, disappears, and we get this second lightning flash just to really reinforce the lightning as being a really sort of serious lightning strike, and then that all fades out. So before you create an effect like this, you want to make sure your character is completely animated. You're not going to make any changes to it, because this is another effect. You've been watching all of the videos in this series for this animation where I duplicated the character in order to create an effect on the character actually happening. The whole effect itself starts, turn this one off. It starts with a lightning prop. This particular prop comes from a weather pack by Reallusion. It's literally just an image of lightning. It does have a motion clip, yeah. We right click on the lightning itself, action menu makes it flash, and it puts in this little sequence animation that gets that double flash happening. Lightning 4, lightning 5, if I turn this one off, lightning 5, that's the actual sheet animation. So back to lightning 4, that's just the lightning flashing. That's the first part. You just position that wherever you want it in the scene and fire off the animation in the timeline where you want it to happen. When you'll see prior to this sprite itself, the visibility is turned off. The visible timeline gets turned on at this point and stays turned on up till there, and then it's turned off again. Then we've got this sheet of lightning here. Turn that on. And that also has a similar animation that matches with the lightning strike behind it. And you can just place that anywhere in your scene as well. You can see I placed it so that it lit up the wall but didn't light up these trees right in front here. That's, as I said, that's part of the weather pack prop. And then the other things added into that, turn those two off, is just the skaters themselves. So we've got skater 1, the original animation. Nothing happens with that, it's just as is. You just want to make sure that that is completely animated before you do the next phase, which is to add the duplicate of the skater. So we go here, this is Skater 1's duplicate, and obviously you can't see that at the moment. The visibility is turned off. You You can see here in the visible track, we've got these spots where I turn it on. And all I've done to Skater 2 is messed around with render styles and turned up the brightness at 100% on that character. And you'll see we get this sort of issue here because I've also adjusted the opacity. It's got 100% brightness and the opacity I've turned down to 83. Which creates this kind of problem that usually in Cartoon Animator you don't want this to happen. This is happening because we've got everything is opaque, but combination of things layered on top of each other creates this outline. I could have left it like that, but I thought having 100% of that white didn't look as interesting as turning the opacity down, and you're getting this sort of these layers here, giving it what reads as a kind of shadow effect. It happens so quickly that you don't notice that it's not really a proper shadow, and then that just appears and disappears in time with the lightning. You can see it goes partly opaque there, and then it goes full white. Second flash, partly opaque, and then full white. So we've got those keyframes on the opacity track just there. And if we put everything together, turn the lightning back on, see everything matches up to the lightning flash animation. And that's how we created that. I created the lightning effect in Cartoon Animator. I'll play it through again. There you go. It's very quick, but it's very effective, and if you see it in the final animation, having the sound of thunder really makes that effect work. So I hope you found this tutorial useful. As you can see, creating a lightning effect is actually not that complex at all. Just a few little additions here and there and a bit of keyframing, and finished off with some sound, and it actually looks pretty effective. So just wanted to show you how I did that. Again, I hope you found it useful, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye for now.